What's going on, guys? In this video I will be explaining each item percentage and the best items to combo that will equal a full loot bag. Let's get right into it. In this first clip here, when I am taking the cocaine, you will see that it takes 50% of the loot bag. When I take the art, it is at 50%. In this clip here, when I take the weed, it is an odd number at 37.5%. In this clip, when I take the cash, it takes 25% of the loot bag. When I take the gold, it is a weird percentage as well at 63%. So here are the percentages for each item. Gold takes the biggest percentage at 63%, also the weirdest. Then we have the cocaine at 50%. Then you will see art, which is also at 50%. Then you will see weed, which is at 37.5%, which is also kind of odd. Then finally, we have cash at 25%. Now, a lot of you are probably looking at gold like 63%. I even thought this was definitely kind of weird. So originally, I thought it was 62.5%, but that's actually incorrect. The way I found this out was I actually went to the compound and grabbed the gold. Then I proceeded to the main dock area to grab the weed. And I actually got all the weed except for 2 blocks, which tells me that the gold is a weird number like 63%. When it comes to the weed being 37.5%, the way I tested this to see if this was correct was I went and grabbed 2 of them to see what it would equal afterwards. So after I grabbed 2 piles of weed, it equaled 75% of the loot bag. To confirm this, I went over to 1 pile of cash, and I managed to pick the entire thing up. Cash is 25% of the loot bag, which confirms that weed is 37.5%. Now, looking at the right side of the screen, guys, you will notice I have the average take on each item. Now, these numbers may be different for you because some of these items can fluctuate. I notice gold, cocaine, and cash normally change about 2 to 3, maybe 4K. I notice art and weed can change by around 4 to around 10K depending on what you guys get from those items. Now let's take a look at the best possible item combos for the loot bag. Now before we get started, guys, I just want to point out the ×2 you see near these items means grabbing 2 of that specific item. Starting off with cocaine ×2, we have $446,760. For the second item combo I found being the best is art plus cocaine, which is $413,280. On number 3, we have cocaine plus cash ×2 equals $407,340. In fourth place, we have weed ×2 plus cash, which is $390,150. Number 5, we have art plus cash ×2, which is $373,860. And then finally, we have 6th place here, which is cash ×4 equals $365,121. Now you will notice I also put 7 there for gold and weed. Now the reason I put it all the way down there and didn't mention it is because you can't fully get all the weed, but if you get all the gold and all the weed except for 2 blocks, you'll make around $470,200. Again, you're going to need an extra person to do this because you cannot get any of the gold on the compound, which definitely kind of stinks. With the weed also being a very weird percentage, just like the gold, guys, it's going to be hard to combo the weed with really anything unless you do the one I stated earlier, weed ×2 plus cash, is really the only one you can do. It doesn't actually go into anything, and you'll end up having to get multiple piles because it doesn't actually equal a perfect amount unless you get 2 of them, which is 75%, which means you can only get cash. Also wanted to throw that in there. This is a perfect example, guys, of gold being the most valuable item out of all of these, and it's most likely the item you're not going to want to grab. The reason for this is the percentage is so weird on gold, there's really no point of grabbing this, especially if you're running solo. You can't get the gold anyway. Now, if you're trying to go to the island and grab everything, that's completely different. But if you're running solo, there is no reason to get the gold. It doesn't really make you more money. You can do the other combos you see here, which will make you round the same amount, and you really won't see much of a difference. You also won't have to go in with a second person to grab the gold. Now guys, these combos also can depend on what you guys find on the island. Like I said, sometimes in those areas you might not find everything you want, or you might have to go around the whole map to do some of these combos. I actually did that last night. I ran around and did cocaine ×2, and then I also did weed ×2 plus cash, even though the cash was in the main dock and both of the weeds were in the airfield. I had another run where everything was in the airfield, so I just left there. It depends where everything is. Doing that, you may not be able to beat the elite challenge because you will take a little bit longer. But to be completely honest, that doesn't really bother me. I'm here to make the most money out of this. So I believe these are the best combos you can possibly get. Now, there obviously are other ones, but I tested them all, and these are the best ones I could find doing this. I really hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, for more content just like this.